The Miami Hurricanes have announced a start date for spring practice 2020, and it's sooner than you might think. What's going on, Canes fans? Now, before we dive into this short video, make sure that you've clicked the subscribe button down below and the little notification bell. That way you know every time that I post a video or go live, so you can stay up to date with Miami Hurricanes football. During the National Signing Day presser, Diaz confirmed that spring practice for the Miami Hurricanes will start Saturday, February 29th. And this is really good news for a lot of Canes fans because last year's spring practice kicked off on March 19th. So this year is 2 weeks earlier. Christmas is coming early, baby. Now, spring practice brings a lot of excitement. Unfortunately, I do need to go over the list of players that will miss some, if not all, of spring practice this season. So what I'm going to do is put up a little graphic image up on the screen that I put together in Photoshop, so you have a list of names visually that you can look at and see, and then I'll just briefly mention what injury is holding this player back. So we're going to go through the list, 9 players in total, unfortunately. So Tyreek Austin Cave will miss most, if not all, of spring this season due to a shoulder injury. You've got Sam Brooks, also a shoulder injury. Bubba Bolden, of course, we all remember the ankle injury from last season. Navon Donaldson with a knee injury. Corey Flagg Jr. with a knee injury. Don Chaney Jr., oh, that one hurts, also a shoulder injury. Bradley Jennings, a hip injury. Brevin Jordan still healing from that foot injury. And Michael Redding III with a wrist injury. Now, luckily, Manny Diaz did make it known that all of these guys, all 9 of them, should be ready to go for summer camp. And also keep in mind that I did say most of, if not all, of spring practice. So some of these guys might get some reps at some point, but it's not looking too good for most of them. And as much as it hurts to hear that news, I'd rather be safe than sorry and give these guys the time to properly heal up. And if you noticed, it does hurt that 4 out of the 9 are linebackers. And I know that Chaney was definitely ready to get to work, and he's probably pretty bummed. Now, luckily, these guys can, of course, be studying the playbook, and I'm sure they're going to be at practice watching guys go through the motions, but it's not quite the same as actually getting some reps. It's crazy to think that we'll already be talking spring ball in just a few weeks, and although I'm choosing to remain cautiously optimistic going into the 2020 season, we've had this discussion multiple times that I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm not chugging it. I'm just lightly sipping on it. I'm going to step back and really just make sure that I properly evaluate this offseason and be realistic, but also hopeful, positive, and again, cautiously optimistic. I feel like there's so much hype around spring 2020, right? All of these new hires have almost breathed new life into the Miami Hurricanes football program. I mean, just think of it this way. We could be going into spring with Dan Enos still on the staff. Whew. Now, I know this was a super short video, but just in case there were a few people that were not aware of the announcement of the start date for spring practice, I did want to put some kind of video out there, even though it's a couple of days late. Let me know down in the comments section below who or what you're most excited to see from spring practice 2020 for the Miami Hurricanes. And you know that if I'm going to ask you the question, I'm going to answer it myself. You already know I'm super pumped to see that Rhett Lashlee offense in action. And fans from all around will flock to these spring practices just to catch a glimpse of that up-tempo spread Rhett Lashlee offense finally coming to Miami. It's going to be really exciting. You know that they always have a couple that are open to the public and then several that are open to media. Now, last year they were real weird about letting people get a sneak peek and kind of looking into the spring practices. I don't know exactly how they're going to work this year, 2020. We'll get some more information in the coming weeks. It's coming up real soon, so that info is going to be flowing relatively quickly. But let me know something down in the comment section below. On these short videos, I love going through and conversating and talking Miami football with you guys because there's not a ton of info in the video, but we can definitely discuss stuff down in the comment section below. So remember, guys, we are all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out.